Team Sonic Racing is a kart racing game created by Sega. It is available on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch and on PC. In this video, we're going to look at the gamepad controls required to play Team Sonic Racing. We're also going to look at some of the gameplay features and other options available. In this video, we will be playing Team Sonic Racing on the Xbox One. However, we will mention the controls required for PlayStation 4 and for the Nintendo Switch. We will be playing the game with the default control scheme. However, the alternative control scheme will be mentioned. The first screen that you come to in the game is your main menu. This is where you select your gameplay modes, which is Team Adventure, Local Play or Online Multiplayer. You can also select your player stats, Garage, Mod Pods, Options, Tips and Credits. Team Adventure is the game's story-driven campaign mode. You work with your team to complete missions to progress through the game. Initially, you cannot choose your team members. The first team members available are Sonic, Tails and Knuckles. So the local play mode consists of a Grand Prix, exhibition race and time trial. For online multiplayer, there are 3 different options you can choose. You can select matchmaking, where you can quick play, team race, or just play a standard race. You can create a custom lobby, or you can join a friend's custom lobby. The game supports up to 4-player local multiplayer, up to 12 players online, and 3 players in Team Adventure mode. Once you select your gameplay mode, you can choose your difficulty. For Team Adventure, you can select normal, hard, or expert. However, you need to unlock expert. For local play, you can select difficulty for the Grand Prix and also for the exhibition race. You can choose between normal, hard and expert. Expert is already unlocked, so you don't need to play through the game to unlock it. You cannot select a difficulty for online games. However, if you select ranked, the game will pit you against better drivers as you improve. So in the options menu, you can adjust your gameplay controls, your audio settings and your video settings. You need to use the bumper buttons on the controller to navigate through these menus. You can also get to the options menu once you're in a race by pausing the game. There are 2 control schemes that you can choose from. If you're using a controller, the control scheme is the same across all platforms. Control scheme A is the default control scheme and how we are playing in this video. So to steer your kart, you use the left joystick. For accelerate, this is the right trigger. This is the same on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Your brake and also your drift button is the left trigger. This is the same on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. To use your item or press your horn, you press the A button on Xbox One. This will be the X button on PlayStation 4 and B button on Nintendo Switch. For item box transfer, this is your B button on Xbox One, your circle button on PlayStation 4 and A button on Nintendo Switch. For your rear view camera, you press X on Xbox One, square on PlayStation 4 and Y on Nintendo Switch. For Team Ultimate, you press Y on Xbox One, triangle on PlayStation 4 and X on Nintendo Switch. The right joystick on all controllers allows you to do stunts in the air. To get your player list up, you press the view button on Xbox One, press the touchpad on PlayStation 4 and press the minus button on Nintendo Switch. To pause the game, press your menu button on Xbox One, the options button on PlayStation 4 and your plus button on Nintendo Switch. You do not use the bumper buttons in game, however you do need them for some menus. Control scheme B swaps some of the buttons around. It changes accelerate to A on Xbox One, X on PlayStation 4 and B on Nintendo Switch. Right trigger becomes your brake and drift button. Left trigger becomes your item and horn button. Everything else stays the same. You do not necessarily need all these buttons to play this game. If using all of the buttons on the controller is a little bit difficult for you, you can have good fun with this game by just going into the local play and using the left joystick for your steering, the triggers for your accelerate and brake, and also a button for your items. The other option would be to use the Xbox One's co-pilot feature and to play alongside with someone who can press any buttons or use any joysticks that you find difficult. You could also emulate this by using an adapter on the PlayStation 4 and on the Nintendo Switch. Once you have chosen your controller layout and game mode, you're ready to play. There are 21 tracks to choose from in Team Sonic Racing. If you go into local play, you can choose any track you want to race. If you choose Team Adventure mode, you have to unlock tracks as you go through the game. There are 15 playable characters that you can choose from. Each of these characters will fall into one of 3 categories: speed, technique, and power. The character that you choose will have different strengths in the game. If you go into local play, you can choose any character you want to race with. If you go into Team Adventure, you have to unlock characters as you go through the game. In addition to unique character traits, you can also customise the character's vehicle to give them an extra advantage. During the race, there are a variety of collectibles that you can pick up along the way. Wisps are weapons that you pick up during the race. You can collect these by driving through boxes with question marks on them or collecting them from your teammates during team play. The type of wisp you get will depend on your position in the race. You can find a full list of the wisps and what they do in the tips section of the main menu. To activate your wisp during the race, you press your item button, which is A on Xbox One, X on PlayStation 4, or B on Nintendo Switch. During the race, you can also collect rings. These rings count towards your top score, and they can also increase your top speed. Doing stunts in the air with your right joystick will give you a speed boost. Holding down the left trigger in corners will cause your kart to drift. Once you release this, you'll then get a speed boost. The longer the drift, the more powerful the boost. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions on accessible gaming, please contact Special Effect.